We all have those embarrassing moments, memories that just make you cringe and wish you could erase, memories that like to pop up right before you go to sleep. But it's okay, since most of those moments were long ago and we didn't know any better. Except for mine. They were more recent, and I was just being stupid. So the first embarrassing moment happened when I was at my first job. I was a server at the local sushi restaurant. Just saying, being a server there was kind of difficult. I mean, it was a good place to work, I had a nice manager, and my coworkers were pretty cool. But it was really hard to tell the difference between all the sushi rolls. Like, how am I supposed to tell a California roll from a spicy tuna roll? They all look the same. Okay, so let's backtrack. It was my first day as a server, and I was already nervous since I never worked before. And looking back, I don't think I was ready to be a server because my job consisted of two prime things: taking orders and carrying trays. Things that stupid me couldn't do because number one, I'm extremely introverted and shy. People are scary. And number two, I have no upper body strength whatsoever. Like, I look at my coworkers, they carry plates with one hand, and I need two for that. So of course, I messed up on my very first table I ever had. It was with a young lady and her little daughter. Everything was going smoothly. I wrote down their order and went to get their drinks. As I walked back though, I tripped. The glass drink slipped from my hands and slammed on the table. Glass and soda shattered everywhere, spraying the poor family. Not knowing what to do, I went into complete shock. I have this bad habit of when I'm in any emotional pain or distress, I smile as a form of relief. And you guessed it, I smiled after that happened. Instead of doing the rational thing of getting napkins and cleaning up the mess, I just stood there, sadistically smiling. Needless to say, I didn't get a good tip. There was also this other time when I had a nice jolly old man as my customer, and he asked if we had fortune cookies. I didn't know if we actually did, so I asked my manager. And he just looked at me for a little bit and he's like, "This is a Japanese restaurant, not a Chinese one." So, do we have any cookies then? So off to middle school PE. I don't know if anyone else had this in middle school, but we had days in PE where we had centers. So each center had some sort of different physical activity you could do, from basketball to playing foursquare. But all of us knew the best center was the one with the long jump rope. That rope was god tier. It wasn't like a normal small jump rope where only one person can jump in. It was big, thick, with a whole group able to jump in it in the same time. So when it was my class's turn to use the jump rope center, everyone swarmed to the long jump rope first and groups lined up to use it. But one day, there was this one girl, let's call her Patricia, that was like, nah, not sharing today. She ran up the jump rope and ran to the other side of the gym. Of course, this made the others pretty triggered as it's like an unspoken rule that you gotta share that rope. So I asked her, "Is it right if you could share the jump rope with the rest of the class? It's just kinda mean when you come off as a whore." Okay, I understand how I asked was a little extreme. I was pretty innocent back then. I didn't know what I actually said. Also, I can't English. I thought the word whore was short for hoarder. So I was confused when half of the class was clapping for me and applauding for me, while the rest were in complete shock of what I just said. So me and Patricia didn't talk for the rest of the year. Unfortunately, I learned the actual definition of what a whore was a year later. And I'm sorry for that girl.